and take off.
I want to acknowledge our men
Start.
and women, to the first responders, to our men and women who serve. I know that you're here to run a race, but you got to keep running your race for the rest of your life. Once you cross that finish line, do you believe it's over? You need to focus on what you need to do now. You got to push harder than you ever pushed. It's your life, it's your time, it's your moment. We are all brothers and sisters in battle. You are going into the trenches right now. You are about to face challenges beyond challenges beyond challenges. You better man up, you better woman up. This is the time. If you're feeling like you're weak and you feel you're in a dark place, rise up, get it done, and conduct your business. So I'm gonna say to all of my Guamanians, stand tall and be recognized.
Great day to be at the track, and we're here for a trench challenge with my buddy Jeff Rios. Morning, Jeff. Thanks for having us. Lots of advance notice for this.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to be here. Thanks for making time to come out and check it out. It's not everything's done, but we can still do. We can still check out the course, though. So.
There you go. Hey, we got the pull, man. So we're gonna take you on a little preview of the course for everybody who's doing the race, competitively, or if you're like KUAM, we're gonna partner up with the Special Olympics team again. Which, I mean, talk about competitive. I mean, these guys left us in the dust last year, so it's gonna be fun. And the starting point, Jeff, so is gonna be in the parking lot, but we're gonna be coming down this way this year.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna go down this hill. We're gonna go over the first obstacle. Will be just at the Jersey barriers from Rocky Mountain Precast, and that should kind of slow the pack down a bit. And then so what we're trying to do is put the obstacles in a good enough distance so that we don't get bottlenecks. And so course design is a little bit more thought out this year. We hope to get better every year, and so this time we're trying to space out certain obstacles so that. Runners have some advantage in some areas where they can take off and run as fast as they can. But then the climbers and the jumpers and those kind of CrossFit guys and all that all others will have their own section where they'll make up for time. So it's gonna be a pretty cool course.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't really thought about the logistics side of like the bottlenecking, because there are some times when you come up and as a top tier athlete, especially with my KUAM family. It's frustrating when you show up to the hard obstacles and you got these CrossFit guys who, are struggling, and you just want to zing through. So I'm glad you guys kind of thought of that.
Yeah. We happen to be at the other. Every year we're watching, we're checking out what's going on, and every year we take note of what obstacles and in what area will give us a problem. So every year we just take note of it and try and make the next event better. So.
Well, clearly the best when it comes to obstacle course racing in the region. Let's get on down the path here.
Okay. This is the easiest way to do it because we're in the car.
Right. This is going to be much easier than actual race day, which of course is Sunday. And let's just kind of talk about some of the new things that you guys have busted out for this year, Jeff.
Oh yeah. We've got. Well, when we get around, there's a couple of new stuff already. I think the monkey bar section is going to be a pretty cool section. I'm pretty excited about that. A lot of thought went into that and planning, and a lot of big sponsors came on board to make that monkey bar thing happen. So, Smithbridge brought a crane out to help us, and
wow.
Rocky Mountain Precast had made the bases to hold our monkey bars. So our monkey bars are quite long this year. I think it measures to about 50 feet of monkey bars. So
wow. It's a lot of monkeying around.
There's a lot of monkeying around is right. So I think the bars alone on one section is about 22 to 24 bars. So it's quite a few bars. We are going to put a little rest section in the middle of that though, just because doing 11 bars, even 12 bars at one time.
You can't hang, In other words, you can't hang. And that's, how do you guys keep it challenging, not just for the people who come out here and do it recreationally for a morale building exercise, maybe with the company, but to keep it competitive for those high level athletes on Guam? I mean, that's got to be a challenge every year.
Yeah, it is. This year, the elite athletes, they have a much longer course. Their course is 7 miles long, and the idea, is like the Marianas Trench, right?
Right.
And so the elites do the 7 mile course, and we had some issues, of course. We have issues all the time. There's always going to be issues. We're not perfect, but we noticed last year there was some problems in trying to keep track of where the courses, where we made those extra 3 miles. So
That was my excuse. I got lost on the back part of the course. That explains the extra hour.
oh, you went longer distance. That's what happened.
Yeah.
So then after that, after the Rocky Mountain precast wall climb, we're gonna hit these barricades here. These are like they look like buoys,
Right.
and so they look relatively easy to get over. Like you probably squeeze through there, but you're not gonna be able to do that, or you're not allowed to do that. We're gonna put red stripes on the area so you're not able to go in between the buoys.
Got to go over.
You got to climb over the buoys, and there isn't anything to hold on to that. So it looks relatively easy.
So how do you do it, Jeff? I mean, you've done some races. How do you, if there's nothing to hold on to, what do you do? You just like catapult yourself up?
Yeah, it's about having the right equipment as well. You got to have the right equipment. You're gonna need some good shoes. I would recommend some long pants, because you're gonna rub up your knees on this and other obstacles as well. So be
Compression jeggings.
That's right. Yeah, not spandex, not tights.
We don't call it biker pants anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know why we called it biker pants back in the day, but compression leggings, it just sounds so much cooler, right?
Yeah, way cooler. Yeah.
How about gloves? Do you need gloves?
Yes.
If it gets really hot or something?
Yes, I do recommend the gloves. When you get to when you get to any of the hanging obstacles, you're gonna wish you had gloves on. So, I mean, even if you had construction gloves, anything is
Right.
gonna help you. And if you come out to the training we had on Sunday, you'd know these guys were sore. The ones who didn't have gloves, just hanging on the multi-rig on the other side,
Right.
the skull, that was tough on them. You can see them going directly and just kind of staring at their hands.
Right. And I mean, it kind of reminds me of Uproar, which kind of integrated some of the
Yeah.
trench challenge obstacles where you had these guys who trained so hard, but that was the X factor. They didn't think about using gloves, and you had some of the guys who just couldn't go on because they couldn't grip because their hands were just hamburger.
Yeah, you're gonna find out,
The hard way.
you are gonna find out the hard way, but yeah, it's a nice building point. If you're not used to this kind of racing, you've never done it before, you should just come try it, have fun.
Come and try.
Yeah, come and try it, and base yourself on what to expect, or what your improvements are going to be for next year. Let's move on.
And one thing I noticed right off the bat is that the direction we're going to be going in, it's kind of different from last year. So that's a good way to refresh it. Kind of keep it new for a lot of these people who've done this race for every year that it's been around.
Right. So right here is the turnoff for the elites. So the elites will take off to the other side of the track, making their way toward the drag strip. And they'll also return here. So this area will be open for the first set of runners, which are the elite groups only. And there isn't a lot of course obstacles in there. I think there's probably only going to be 2 obstacles in there. One, it might be flipping tires and climbing a few fences, but I think that's it. It's mainly the run. It's 3 miles of running in there, and then once they're done, we'll have a trail guy come back and close that section off so that the 4-man team and the recreational runners don't get lost and get stuck in the 3-mile additional course.
Thank you, because that would be me.
Yeah, we don't want you doing that
I mean,
again.
you don't want to take a wrong turn in trench, because I mean, one wrong turn and that's it, pants it.
Yeah, we're gonna have some pretty good markers out here. I think we have in the ballpark of 400 plus marking arrows out here. So you will not get lost out here. We've got quite a bit of volunteers coming out. Some kids also from the high school are coming here for service hours. So
Nice.
we got a great crew coming out.
Yeah, always, man. And that, just a shout out that support crew, man, because I mean, going back to the logistics to put on a huge event like this, I mean, it's a year-round thing. I don't really think you guys get a rest day. I mean, I know the day after, maybe there's a celebration barbecue, but then after that, it's right back to planning for the next race. And this is something new right here.
Yeah, this is an over under obstacle here. So you just go over the first pole under the second pole, then over the third pole, and it looks pretty easy. And
It's not though, man, Jeff. You know, quit lying to these
yeah,
people.
It's yeah, it can be hard,
Especially
can
when
be.
it's hot. You
Yeah.
know, when it's hot like this,
Yeah.
and you know, I have a feeling because it's been pretty hot the last few trench challenges. I have a feeling it's going to be hot on Sunday.
Yeah, it's gonna be judging by the weather today, it might be, but we'll see.
We'll see, man. But yeah, don't buy with it. Oh, it does. You know, it looks hard, but it's not that. Yeah, it's hard. Okay, it's a challenge. That's why it's not trench
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, yeah, okay. All right, I won't say that anymore.
Right.
All right.
And so same kind of thing over here. What do we got?
Yeah, this is a kind of a gut check. So here, the pole is slightly higher than the over-under pole, and it's thinner. So these wooden telephone poles are in a very, I want to say the height is not a desirable height to get over.
Right.
One is there isn't any bottom to it, right? So when you get over when you want to get over this kind of obstacle, you really need a balance on your body. You need to get the top hat. You need to get this pipe or this pole
So
in the
your
middle
core.
of your core,
Right.
so that your legs don't fall, flip forward, or try and go under the pole, and then you basically land on your butt. It looks easy, and it can be for some guys who have done it before. A lot of these urban guys, this is a piece of cake for them, and but for just maybe a runner might have a little bit of trouble here.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, with the multi-person teams, a lot of times they'll have that person whose sole discipline is like the running. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Trench Challenge, it really comes down to all around fitness.
Yeah, totally. I think that's basically how a lot of this sport and obstacle course racing started, and a lot of the founders of obstacle course racing are runners. They were guys who had pretty much done everything they wanted to do. They ran all the marathons they wanted to do. They got the times. They reached their goals, and they're looking for something else to do. And that's basically where this thing came into play. You know, let's cross. Let's do some cross training. Let's do some trail running. And so this is basically how this all came around.
I mean, it just, to me, it's kind of like one of those things where you get used to doing a certain workout, and then you got to kind of trick your body into doing something else. So
That's
maybe
right.
these guys started like, oh, let's go do a nice trail run, and then that wasn't doing it, and it was like,
Yeah,
let's
it's not
throw in
enough.
some crazy
Yeah,
obstacles.
yeah. There's not enough for me, so let's do something else. We're gonna go over these poles as well. So just a pole
Memories.
Yeah. So we go over this section, and we make our way through the trail. I think we're going through the mountain bike trail. I think, which I'm pretty sure we are. This is all not finalized just yet.
Right,
We're doing
yeah.
all of this stuff, I think, on Wednesday. So
Yeah, so-
Friday we should have everything all in place.
If you're a competitor and you're watching this, or you're doing it like KUAM, just bringing out the company and have some fun out here, this isn't set in stone by any means. These guys, they love those last minute curveballs. I mean, I know Tom and Jeff, full of surprises. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be good.
Let's
Stay
talk
back
about.
there.
Yeah, you guys all right back there? We've got Jason in the back of the truck. It's actually the first time he's ever ridden in the back of the truck. Let's talk about you, man, Jeff. So you're into this, dude. You're into this obstacle course racing. You repped Guam. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was a wake-up call for me. I just like to. I mean, I ride motocross and
Right.
I ride mountain bikes occasionally, and I did a couple of races in the Philippines, and I just thought, you know what, man, I've hung on monkey bars. Come on, man, we've all done that when we were kids, right? Boy, have times changed,
Right, yeah.
And so, yeah, when you're a kid running around on the playground, no problem. You can do that all day, all night. But
Right.
once you get a little older and a little heavier, boy, playing is not as fun as it used to be.
So you got the bug, man, pretty much, huh?
I did. Went on a crazy diet. I started running a lot and started doing some workouts. And yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. I dropped a bunch of weight, and I'm excited to do the race. Hopefully, we have enough energy to do the race this weekend.
Are you running? Are you running, man?
I don't know if I'm gonna run it, but we'll
Because
see.
he's got to organize. You see, it's like he's on the organization level. So, I mean, it's like when you're a big boss, El Jefe up there.
No, it's just a lot of work. I don't know if, but I want to. So we'll see if I get to squeeze in a run.
What's it like though, man? Putting this course together, and I mean, even Tom has kind of got the bug, and he's done some workout things. So putting this course together, maybe years past, you guys weren't necessarily racers, but having that insight now and knowing what's challenging, how's that a game changer for Trench Challenge?
Oh man, it's it's like just being a guy who works in a factory, right? And somebody in work who works in a car assembly factory, and he does a specific thing. You know, he just he mounts the tires on the rims and then takes the wheels and puts those on the car. He doesn't know how the wheels perform on the road, right? Now I've done a couple of races. I know what the racers feel. I know what the racers, can do. I know what these super athletes can do, and I know what defeat's like, right? So you put all of that together, and then the ability to build something. You want to make it challenging enough for the tough ones, but also not
Got to be fun too.
It's got to be fun. You don't want to discourage anybody neither from having fun. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And then once workouts become no fun, then you don't do it.
Hey, but you know what, Jeff? That's why they call it a workout. You never hear anybody say, "Hey, let's have a fun out."
Hey, well, we should change it to a fun out. This is more of a fun out, to be
It's
honest.
a mindset thing.
Yeah, it totally is. We're gonna have a bucket carry here from Fastenal. Has been a pretty good sponsor with us, and they've helped us out so much. And so in this area right here, we're gonna have a pile of rocks, which we're moving to this area right here.
Right. This
And you're
was
gonna have
tough.
to
I remember
fill-
this from
you
last
did-
year.
Yeah. So you got to fill the bucket, then you got to do a loop, which is not just a loop. It's a downhill, uphill loop. So
Sucks.
it'll beat you. It'll
Yeah.
beat you up. And this doesn't require any practice. I mean, if you want, you can carry buckets around the house with some rocks in it. But
This is that functional fitness, man.
yeah, this is totally functional right here. Yep, yep,
And that's
Yeah.
a kind of a big part of a lot of these
yeah.
these races. It's a lot of body weight and just climbing over stuff. And
Yeah.
what do we have here?
Yeah. Well, right here we have this is the we haven't quite named this anything just yet, but we're just gonna call it a barrel crawl, right? Or a barrel climb. You're gonna have three at the base, two at the top, and you basically just gotta climb over it. We're gonna be 2 rows so that we can allow for
More
up to 4
traffic,
people at a
right.
time. Yeah. And we're just putting mulch on the base just to one to dress up the obstacle, and just for some safety measures too. I think it'd be fun. The rest of the course, of course, is the trail. This is
Right.
just a nice, cool trail.
This is the
there'll
fun
be
part,
water-
a lot of
yeah,
shade.
there's so much fun in here. There's a couple of water stations in here as well. I think we have a total of 7 water stations throughout the course. So hydration is not a big deal. Don't worry too much about carrying any hydration material. You'll be okay unless you're using gels or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Carrying all
pack-
this is pretty much enough already.
I would go as light as you can, because don't carry anything. Because whatever you bring with you, you're gonna have to bring back. So if you bring a bottle of water with you and you finish it, you got to bring that empty bottle back.
And let's talk about the hydration thing, man. I mean, a lot of people got to stay hydrated, but you got to start drinking the day before, you know?
Yeah, please. A lot of times we learned learned a few things about nutrition as well in this last class that Tom and I went to and certified. And a lot of times, if you didn't do anything if you didn't do anything the day before, the day of is not going to help you.
Right.
And it's important. And using that hydration is important too. You're better off taking water, sipping the water, and tossing the water on your body to cool your body down than you are drinking that whole cup of water. So some stuff like that, you're hot, right? And you think the hydrating is going to cool you down, but you're better off taking that water and splashing it on your arm and
Right.
dropping the temperature in your arms and your body than you are actually drinking that whole cup of water.
Yeah, then, that's another thing, man, is you see some of the guys out here, especially at the novice level, they're downing 3-4 cups of water, and then that's just sloshing around with every obstacle that you go to.
Yep. And then instead of getting muscle cramps, now they've got stomach cramps.
Right.
Yep.
Let's go check out those monkey bars,
Yeah, let's
kind of...
Go around.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's take a ride here, guys. Jason Solis is in our pickup bed cam over there.
We talk about registration.
Yeah, let's talk about registration, man. So never too late, of course. I registered yesterday.
Right on. Yeah, and there's also some hard copy registration too, something different we're doing this time around. You can register at any of the Paradise Fitness Centers. They've got hard forms there, and including Hornet as well. So you can walk right in there, and I think there's a discount code for Paradise, but I'm sure there is. So at Paradise Fitness Center, if you're a member there, I think you get an additional discount as well, just for being a member. You can do that at Paradise and Hornet Sporting Goods.
Right on. So that's definitely something new. I mean, registering online, Jeff, took me about 2 minutes.
Oh, right on. Good. Good.
You guys can do that too.
Yeah, we'll give you 2 minutes off your race time then.
There you go. Thanks. So we're actually making our way back towards in the general direction of the starting line, but we're going to show you guys one of the big obstacles again. We're a couple days early. A lot of the course starts to come together as we get closer to race day. But what we're going to see here, just to kind of prep these guys, we talked about it earlier, the monkey bars. And I kind of got to wonder, a lot of construction sponsors for Trench Challenge. What's it like when you guys go and you're looking at things, construction equipment, and it clicks in your mind like, oh my God, that'd be a great obstacle?
Oh yeah. Well, because we've gone to other events. We're pretty unique out here in Guam because we've got a lot of company involvement with the community, right? And so a lot of these companies are they're looking to give a little bit back to the community, and this is a great event for that. We've got Hawaiian Rock helping us with material that we need to set up our events, and of course Rocky Mountain Precast and Smith Bridge and Fastenal. ERC's on board this time as well, helping us out with some fasteners and all these little things that help
mean a lot.
Yeah, you won't believe, right? All these little things come together, and we're right in the middle of something like, oh, we can't finish this because we're lacking something. And
right.
Fortunately, we've got a relationship with all these guys. Philip and Sons has heavy equipment, and you think, what would you need heavy equipment for up there? Well, we're building stuff, right? We're moving stuff around. We're gonna need to move heavy items around, and Philip and Sons, Ed and Sina has been really, really helpful with all of the events we have up here at the track. And so this is just another one of those things that he likes to help us with. So we got a good crew, Unitech as well, man. Unitech has been really, really helpful. They've got an awesome, I think they've got a 4 or 8-man team coming in this season. And so
they're going to clean up the competition.
There you go.
Wah, wah. All right, hopefully Jay's getting some branches to the face back there.
Man, no kidding. He's getting slapped. Branch slap.
Watch the mosquitoes, Jay. Oh, Sabine Chargaloff says, sad that I can't participate this year. This would have been my 4th. Well, you know what, Sabine? We're going to be out here doing it up just for you, girl. No fret. And we're going to go hard, man. Let's talk about this Special Olympics partnership.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? These guys, they're already asking me about it like the week after the race. So they're like, we're going to do this again, Chris? And I know they've been training. They've been training more than me and Sabrina, that's for sure.
Yeah, we had a great time with them on Sunday. They came out Sunday with for the trench practice, and we had a cool group. A couple of us teamed up with them, and it was a great time. They love it, and man, they're explosive, man. They're pretty gung ho, man. They had a really good time, and you can see what this kind of event does to it builds confidence, man. These guys are happy and running around and just really, really enjoying themselves, and that's a big deal. I mean,
big deal for us, man. I mean, talk about how much they enjoy it. I mean, I think we enjoy it more. And every year there's always something that happens. And last year, my man Quentin, dude, we killed it on that net climb, and it's funny because we did that. Remember, there was that huge A-frame net climb, and I'm scared of heights. So luckily, Q was able to help me out of that one. We did lose a shoe in the mud track. So, is there going to be mud this year?
Oh yes, there's going to be mud.
Stupid question.
Yeah, we've already staged some topsoil here next to the course. We got an excavator coming up today. Midpack Far East is making that possible. The excavator's on its way, and we're going to dig up the the mud bogs, the mud bog area that we normally use for smoking wheels, is the same mud hole we're going to use for trench. So we're getting ready to dig that up and clean it up, and that's a pretty cool section right there.
Man, you've done some races. Is there any way to get through that mud without like getting all in it? Because some of these guys, like these elite division dudes, you see them after they finish the race. I'm like, how did you don't even have any mud on you?
Yeah, it's all about picking the line, right? I mean, we're motocross riders, right? And mountain bike riders. They all look for the right line, and so yeah, they'll probably watch when you get to certain obstacles. Sometimes it's nice to be the second guy, and you watch the first guy get in there and see where he's having trouble, and then move over a few steps to the left or a few steps to the right, and those are all advantage areas for some. So there's all kinds of things. I mean, that's the thing about being the lead guy, right? Is this, you don't get to practice this whole course. This course is shut down until race day.
Right.
You know, practice day was just to have a look at a few things, maybe learn on some technique on how to get through some of these obstacles, but we didn't do the obstacles. Nobody will get to do it at all until race day.
I got to tell you, you keep talking about how great the elites are, but in the recreational division, by the time we hit the mud, Jeff, there's no lines left. It's just one big mud mess.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Thanks for that, guys.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen, and that's what happened in all the races are like that. When you go to the all the big events, the events that I've done in the Philippines, yes, by the time you get to the obstacle, it's worn, it's beat, it's worn. The holes are deep.
Razulang.
Yep.
Everybody
So
peed in it already.
Really cool spot here. You want me to back up, or you? Yeah.
How you doing back there, Jay?
Howdy. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this looks pretty monster, Jeff.
Yeah, this is super cool.
Oh, let's get down.
You want to get down? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get down. Okay.
I think we're going to get Jason to sample this obstacle out. And like Jeff said earlier, man, this is where a good pair of gloves comes in handy.
Yeah, definitely. You want to use gloves on this obstacle here. I think there's 11 monkey bars on this side, and then right about the center section here, we're going to give you a little rest area.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's going to be a pipe and a few chains that you're going to have to get from the monkey bar to the chain and pipe, and so you can stand on that pipe to cross and then hit the other set of monkey bars. So
seeing is believing. That's something you got to see it and to know what you're talking about.
yeah, this is cool. This is a really, really cool obstacle.
There's a mud. How high are we off the ground?
I want to say eight and 9, but what we're going to have for the event is the mulch will be
Piled up
will
high.
be level.
Right.
So really, you're only going to be as high as from the deck to the monkey bars. And if you're up here, you can reach that easy. Yeah, it's right here. So this will all be filled with mulch, and you can reach it easily. So no problem. You can get right across.
All right, let's
And then
see it.
you fall.
Let's see you get right across then.
No gloves, or you can use gloves? Yeah, you can get right across.
Yeah.
Put the mic on. Yeah, not too hard.
Easy money.
Yeah.
Take it from a pro and Jeff Rios.
Yeah, no. But so yeah, if you get here and you're tired and want to get down, and you could jump. So yeah, we'll have this mulch up to here, so no problem. There you go.
Right on. There's a much easier way to get across this. I don't know, maybe bright idea, you walk on top. There's even a handrail.
yeah, that's for you guys to get up
Right.
there and get some coverage. That's a good be a good spot. For
So
the
what
press.
is this? Because this is one of those things where you see it around at wherever you got it from, whichever sponsor. You're like, that would make a great monkey bar bridge thing.
Yeah. So we do surplus stuff, right? I got a job. We do some surplus material, and basically these are gangways, and we're selling the gangways to. I don't know if I want to mention that, but they are going to be sold to somebody.
So this is for like a ship or something.
It
right?
is. It is. They were off a ship, and that's what we're going to use them for. So we're just actually borrowing them
Right.
to use for the event, and then we take them right off. But yeah.
Well, One of those,
That's what we
hey,
do.
I mean, you know, one of those things that Jeff had a couple of these lying around in the backyard, and
That's
he was
right.
like, "Oh, your light bulb."
Let's yeah, exactly, man. When I see stuff, I always think, wait a minute, what can we use that for? And this came up, and here we are.
So there we're compliant recyclers then.
That's right.
Using this stuff more than once. Jeff,
Yeah.
let's get that last minute registration push again.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can get into if you want to do an online registration, of course, it's trenchevents.com, and just log on there and do that. And but if you want to do a hard copy, you can do that at Paradise Fitness Center, and you can do that at Hornet Sporting Goods as well. And that's open all the way until Saturday.
Right on. So we'll see you race day Sunday. What are so the elites? They got their start times and stuff, and then what are we looking at? It's one of the things when we finish this race, you're always really hungry, and I just want to look past this race and what are we gonna have to
Always
eat?
thinking about
You know,
food.
that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
There's gotta
Yeah.
first things first, Jay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, of course, finishing the race is a big deal. You are going to be hungry. I think we have Domino's Pizza
Right
as
on.
our sponsor,
Okay. Well, that's
and,
great.
And Coors Light as
Nice.
well.
Yep.
So yeah, there's something good.
Carb
to
up.
do.
We'll
Yeah.
carb up after, right,
Carb
Jeff?
up after.
All right.
We're
Hey,
gonna
thanks
need
so
it.
much, man.
No,
For
thank
having
you.
us. Hey, last second, but the guy practically lives out here at the Trench Challenge Obstacle Course race course. Again, get that registration in, and we'll see you Sunday, race day, of course, with the Special Olympics. I'm Chris. This has been a group chat. Estajos.
We want to represent the special individuals that are here in this circle today. Each one of you are special in so many ways. Nothing on earth can stop your specialness, your speciality, your special awesomeness. What you do and how you do it, it's not done out of pity. It's not done to feel sorry. It's done because you have the opportunity like everybody else. You have the right and you belong in a place like this. You are more than special. You are extraordinary.
Come join our Special Olympics start time and register at trenchevents.com.